You think you're better than me? Ethan's voice cracked through the lecture hall like a whip. A ripple of silence followed. Laptops froze mid-scroll. Pens paused. Claire's hand, still raised from making her last comment, hovered in the air. The seminar was supposed to be a routine discussion on emotional resilience. But Ethan had already been simmering for weeks. Sleep-deprived, overloaded, and fed up with subtle jabs, real or imagined, today he boiled over. Claire looked stunned. I was just saying, we should— Oh, you were just saying, Ethan mocked. Right, because you've got it all figured out, huh? Students shifted uncomfortably. Jake, sitting 2 rows behind, gave Miles a silent, uh-oh glance. No one interrupted. Gabriel, at the front of the room, didn't move. He simply watched. I'm sick of being everyone's target, Ethan snapped. You all talk like I'm some broken machine needing repairs. Gabriel finally spoke, calm and measured. Ethan, sit down, please. The air vibrated with tension. Ethan hesitated, jaw tight. Then he dropped into his seat, breathing hard. A chair scraped loudly. Gabriel nodded once. Stay after class. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't even a request. Just a statement. Quiet, firm, and absolute. And just like that, the class resumed. But nothing felt normal anymore. The hallway was nearly empty when Ethan followed Professor Gabriel toward his office. Their footsteps echoed. His, rushed and uncertain. Gabriel's, steady. No one spoke. Gabriel's office door opened to a soft-lit room, walls lined with books, and a window cracked open to let in the crisp autumn air. The scent of tea and old paper settled over Ethan like a heavy blanket. Sit, Gabriel said, motioning to the chair across from his desk. Ethan dropped his backpack, then sat, arms crossed tight. I'm guessing this isn't your first outburst, Gabriel said, voice even. Not judgmental, just observant. Ethan looked away. I don't always mean to. It just happens. Gabriel poured 2 cups of tea from a worn ceramic pot. You're not the only student I've met like this, he said. And I wasn't always this calm. That caught Ethan's attention. Gabriel continued. I once shattered a mug in front of a room full of students. Not out of anger at them, at myself. I had no control, only noise. Ethan took the tea, hesitated, then asked, What changed? Gabriel leaned back. Pain, regret, and someone who didn't walk away. Ethan stared at the swirling tea, unsure whether he felt disarmed or just more exposed. Dude, you detonated, Jake said, tossing a pretzel into his mouth as he sprawled across Ethan's dorm bed. I thought Claire was going to vaporize. Ethan sat on the windowsill, hoodie up, staring out at the campus lawn. The laughter of students below felt like a separate universe. She didn't mean anything by it, Miles said from the desk, scrolling his phone. She's blunt, you know that. She humiliated me, Ethan muttered. Jake scoffed. Bro, you humiliated yourself. That was all you. Ethan didn't respond. A tension pulsed behind his eyes like a slow migraine. He hated how true it was. Gabriel tell you off? Miles asked. Ethan shook his head. He told me he used to be like me. Jake sat up. No way. That guy's made of stone and tea leaves. Ethan smirked, but only slightly. He lost control once. Bad. Said someone helped him pull it back. Miles closed his laptop. Maybe you need that. Someone steady. Ethan turned to the window again. What if I'm just wired wrong? Jake threw a pillow at him. You're not a broken robot, man. You're just loud and pissed. I don't want to be, Ethan whispered. Silence. And for once, Jake didn't crack a joke. The next day, Ethan found himself outside Gabriel's office again. He hadn't planned on returning, but something about the professor's story had lodged itself in his chest. Gabriel looked up from his desk, surprised, but didn't ask why Ethan had come. He simply gestured to the chair. Ethan sat. You said someone helped you once. What happened? Gabriel leaned back. His name was Daniel, student of mine. Sharp mind, short fuse. Reminded me of myself. Ethan nodded slowly. What happened to him? He left, Gabriel said, voice lower now. Blew up during a group project, said some things he couldn't take back. Walked out of my class, then the university. Never answered a single message after that. Ethan frowned. You never heard from him again? Gabriel paused. I did. Once. Years later. A postcard. 3 words. You were right. They sat in silence. Outside, rain began tapping the window, soft and steady. I carry Daniel with me, Gabriel added. He reminds me that if we don't deal with what's inside, it deals with us. Ethan looked at the floor. What if it's too late to undo damage? It's never too late to start doing less of it, Gabriel said. Ethan didn't respond, but for the first time, he didn't feel like running. Thursday. Same seminar, same room. The air was unusually still when Ethan walked in. Heads turned, but no one said a word. Claire was already seated, notebook open, pen tapping absently. Gabriel greeted the class, his voice steady as ever. As the discussion began, Ethan sat rigid in his seat, alert, like a soldier before battle. Halfway through, Claire raised a point, measured, insightful, and yes, a little blunt. It echoed last week's argument, almost word for word. All eyes shifted to Ethan. He inhaled once, then twice, and then he raised his hand. I disagree, he said calmly, but I think I get where you're coming from. Claire looked surprised, but not threatened. I used to think people attacked me, Ethan continued, but maybe I was just standing in the line of fire already. The room went quiet. Even Gabriel leaned back, hands folded, watching. Claire gave a small nod. Fair point. Discussion resumed. The class moved on. Ethan didn't notice his clenched fists had finally relaxed. His heartbeat wasn't pounding in his ears. He didn't feel like the room was caving in. He'd made it through the same storm, without lightning this time, and somehow that felt like a win. After class, Gabriel caught up with Ethan near the campus courtyard. Trees were shedding gold, and students laughed in the distance, their chatter blending with the wind. Walk with me, Gabriel said. They strolled quietly beneath the turning leaves. No lectures, no advice. You handled today well, Gabriel finally said. Ethan shrugged. I didn't blow up. That's something. Gabriel gave a half smile. It's not just about not blowing up. It's about noticing the moment before, the edge, and choosing something else. They passed a bench near the old fountain. Gabriel paused. I used to think strength was loud, he said. But most of the time, it's invisible. It's in what you don't say, what you don't throw. Ethan looked at him. Do you still get angry? Gabriel nodded. Every week. But I've learned how to make peace with the fire instead of feeding it. They stood there a moment, silent, watching leaves spiral into the fountain's still water. Ethan took a slow breath. For once, he didn't feel like he had to defend himself from the world. He just had to be present in it. And somehow, that felt like enough.